look at a gun and think, why the hell is everyone trying to get their hands on this? That's what 2025 feels like right now. The market is flooded, but a few pistols, they're breaking through the noise. Sold out, waitlisted, dealers can't keep them stocked, and the crazy part, some of these you wouldn't expect. We're not just talking about Glock or Sig here. Some of the most wanted guns of this year are coming from left field. They're loud, hyped, and some of them actually lived up to it. Others, not so much, but people are still fighting to get them. Today, I'm breaking down 10 pistols everyone wants in 2025. Not the quiet ones, not the expert picks, but the ones the entire gun world is chasing right now. Whether it's for the right reasons or not, you be the judge. And trust me, by the time we hit number 1, you'll either be nodding your head or ready to throw something at the screen. Let's get into it. Half the room swears this is the pistol of the year. The other half spits it off as a shouted shoe, chopped down and slapped with a bigger price tag. That's what makes it dangerous. Hype this big either crowns a king or builds a bonfire. Every dealer I've talked to tells the same story. Had one yesterday, gone in an hour. Folks are putting money down sight unseen, flipping them online, bragging like they've just found buried treasure. And maybe they ain't wrong. The compact runs smooth, shoots flat, and eats rounds like it's starved. It doesn't feel like marketing fluff. It feels like CZ dropped the hammer and dared the rest of the market to keep up. But here's the rub. Some of the loudest Glock diehards I know walked away from the 19 after firing this thing. That alone tells you how hard it hits. So, is it really the crown jewel of 2025? Or is it a pistol riding so high on its pedestal that the fall's gonna be ugly when the next big thing shows up? For now, the compact wears the crown, but I wouldn't bet the farm it keeps it. I swear, if pistols were folks, the Glock 19 would be that plain old ranch hand who never shuts up, never changes his shirt, but shows up on time every damn morning. You don't like him? Hell, you might even talk trash about him, but when the barn's on fire, he's the first one dragging water. The Gen 5, it didn't come to win beauty contests. Don't care about your feelings either. It's black coffee in a chipped mug. Boring, bitter, but it keeps you alive when the night's cold and long. I've seen shooters try to tear it down, saying it's ugly, soulless, built like a damn brick. Maybe so, but bricks build houses, and houses keep you warm. This pistol's the same. Steady, stubborn, won't give you a damn excuse to quit. Now folks keep whispering about a Gen 6 like that'll be the one to change the world. Maybe it comes, maybe it don't. Doesn't matter. The 19's still the yardstick every other 9mm gets measured against. You don't have to love it. Hell, you don't even have to like it. But sooner or later, you'll end up carrying one. And if you think that's predictable, wait till you hear what slid into the number 1 spot. That one shocked me as well. Down here, there's always that one fella at the range bragging on his VP9 like it's a prize bull. Talks your ear off about German engineering, how smooth it runs, how it'll outshoot anything in the stall. Then he steps up, rattles off a mag, and yeah, it runs clean, but when the smoke clears, everybody else just shrugs. See, the VP9 isn't a bad pistol, not by a long shot, but it's like that preacher's kid in town, always dressed up sharp, always talking like he's better than the rest, and never quite proven it outside of Sunday. Costs more, carries a name folks whisper about, but when you strip it down, it's not giving you much that the others can't. Feels alright, sure, but guns don't prove themselves sitting in a case polishing under lights. They prove themselves filthy, jammed with dirt, rattling around in the truck floorboard, and still working when your life says it damn well better. That's trust. The problem with pedestals? Guns fall harder when you knock them off, and that's exactly what happened here. The X macro got set up high like it was the chosen one. Slim frame, high capacity, SIG badge on the side. Folks were drooling before the first round was even chambered. The internet lit up like a damn fireworks show. But when you raise expectations that high, the cracks don't stay hidden. I've seen it locked back mid-string, mags fighting like they'd rather stay full than feed. Some guys shrugged it off. Break-in period, they say. I call it excuses. A carry pistol don't get trial runs. It either runs clean every time or it don't belong in your waistband. It works, and it works scary good. Tracks flat, points quick, disappears under a t-shirt like it was built for the job. That's why people still cling to it. They want the dream to be real. But hype don't save lives, and shiny new toys don't buy trust. The X macro sits on that pedestal, and every stumble reminds you how far it's got to fall. And if you think that's rough, wait till you see what's sitting next on this list. Some folks keep trying to crown this thing the future of Springfield. Future my ass. I've seen more busted stories around this pistol than praise, and every time I hear somebody swear it's flawless, another guy chimes in saying his jammed right out of the box. You call that progress? Now don't get it twisted, it ain't a total wreck. When it runs clean. Shoots straight, feels heavy, but so does half the rack these days. The difference is, those other pistols don't leave you wondering if the next mag's gonna choke. A carry gun's supposed to give peace of mind, not a coin toss. What grinds me is Springfield should have nailed this. They know better, they got history, they got resources, and instead, they rolled out a pistol that feels more like a gamble than a guarantee. Sure, you can tinker, swap springs, chase fixes online, but when I buy a gun, I ain't looking to be a damn mechanic. Some folks will keep defending it, but me, I ain't trusting my side to a pistol with that many question marks. Too many better options out there to waste time hoping this thing decides to behave. I've seen a young guy running this thing hard at the range. Cheap ammo, sloppy hands, didn't matter. The pistol just kept steadying him like it was teaching him what right felt like. He'd flinch, drag shots, and still the P10C pulled him back on the line. I've watched his face change, first confused, then grinning like he had stumbled onto a secret no one told him about. I took it after him, expecting to feel the same lightness most new pistols carry, but it wasn't like that. It had a weight to it, not the kind that drags you down, but the kind that anchors you. Every pull felt honest, every reset sharp without fanfare. Didn't take long for me to see why it steadied that boy. It doesn't fight you, it works with you. Most men don't notice pistols like this. They chase names, they chase shine, but the P10C don't need any of that. It's the kind of iron that shows up, runs clean, and keeps you honest. Truth is, it's not built to impress strangers. It's built to stick with you when your hands are shaking and the world's pressing down. And if that sounds steady, wait till you see what comes next. A pistol that walked in loud and still left folks arguing. I've seen plenty of pistols try to dress up and act tougher than they are. Most end up feeling like cheap boots with shiny polish. The M&P 2.0 metal isn't that. First time it hit the line, I remember the look on a fella's face, like the pistol itself had something to prove, and maybe it did. Folks split quick on this one. Some say it's what the M&P should have been from the start, a real fighting man's pistol. Others call it overrated, claiming it's too heavy, too late, and still playing catch up to the big names. Both sides got reason to talk, but I've run it, and I'll tell you, that frame holds steady like it means it. When you're pressing hard, there's no doubt it wants to stay in the fight. Still, It ain't all glory. It carries a weight that'll wear you down if you're not ready, and some men just won't take to it. Comfort was never its gift, but in the right hands, it's a pistol that bites down and doesn't let go. Nothing humbles a man faster than watching another pistol outshoot the one he swore by. I've seen it happen more than once, and every time it leaves pride scattered in the dust. That's the story the Walther PDP Compact keeps writing. Glock boys laugh when they see it, call it blocky, call it ugly, say it's overrated, just Walther trying too hard. I've heard it all. But when the line goes hot, those laughs die off. That trigger breaks, shots land tight, and suddenly the same men ain't so loud. I've seen hands shake when they realize their beloved Glock just got shown up by a pistol they mocked a minute earlier. Now don't go thinking this thing's perfect. Grip can bite, edges feel harsh, it ain't a soft shooter built for comfort. Some folks hate it for that, and I don't blame them. But the truth is, it holds on when it matters, and that means more than polish ever will. The PDP Compact doesn't ask for respect, it just takes it. And if that stunk, you'll want to stay put, because the next pistol on this list carries steel in its bones, and it don't quit for nobody. Some guns look honest, this one didn't. Meti carries itself like it's wearing borrowed clothes, sharp on the outside, but no weight behind the eyes. Folks been calling it a bargain, a people's carry, the kind of pistol that punches higher than its price. Others spit out the name, saying it's just another plastic pretender. When I ran it, I found the truth sitting somewhere in between. It shot straight, didn't give me grief, rounds landed where I asked them to, and for a moment, I thought maybe all the noise was worth listening to. There was a lightness to it, a kind of quickness that made it easy to ride. But the more time I gave it, the hollower it felt. No grit, no history in its bones. A pistol can run fine and still not earn your trust, and that's where the Mete stands. Not weak, not broken, just empty. It'll serve a man for now, and maybe that's enough, but I wouldn't build my years on it. Some iron feels like it'll walk beside you till the end. This one feels like it'll slip away before the dust settles. I never put much faith in Taurus. Too many busted feed rams, too many hours spent clearing jams when I should have been shooting. Thought I'd left that brand in the dust, and most folks I know feel the same. Some call the GX4 carry overrated, saying it's just another plastic wannabe with a cheap badge on the slide. Others swear it's the people's carry gun, the budget savior. I didn't care either way. I wasn't expecting a damn thing, but I was wrong. Slim frame, easy to hide, and when I pressed the trigger the first time, I expected it to cough. Instead, it just sparked clean. Then another and another. Steel case, hollow points, reloads from a rusty can. The damn thing ran like it had something to prove. Recoil stayed tame, sights tracked steady, and for once in my life, a Taurus wasn't dragging me down, it was carrying me. Don't get me wrong though, it still ain't a beaut. Grip's pretty plain, finish wears quick, and the name will always raise eyebrows, but behind the trigger, none of that matters. This pistol walks into the room already carrying a bad reputation. For years, folks have been saying Springfield overshot their mark, tried to make a Wonder 9 and ended up with a brick. Heavy, bulky, too damn tactical for its own good. You'll still hear it though. Outdated, overpriced, wannabe Glock killer. But here's the problem with write-offs. Sometimes they're wrong. Put this XDM on the line and it don't act like a relic. Slide runs smooth, mags lock like they're glued, and it'll hold groups long after some lighter pistols start spraying. I've seen shooters dog it for being too much gun, then walk off surprised when it never coughed once. No, it ain't the crowd favorite. You won't see fanboys lining up to defend it, but when the dust clears, the spring feels still standing. Ugly? Sure. Overbuilt? Maybe. But fragile? Not a chance. The truth is, not every pistol wins popularity contests, and not every pistol's meant to. Some are just built to grind, and the XDM Elite's been grinding longer than its critics want to admit. Overrated? Outdated? Maybe to some, but for the man behind the trigger, it proves itself quick. First time I laid eyes on this hunk of steel, I laughed. Told a guy next to me it looked like something you'd keep behind the barn to kill snakes or club a bear if the rounds ran out. Big, heavy, sharp-edged. More tool than pistol. Felt like carrying a fence post on your hip. But laughing at it is easy. Running it is harder. And once you do, that grin fades. This thing don't care what you feed it. Rusty steel case, reloads, junk ammo, it eats. Run it filthy, run it dry, run it in the rain. It keeps cycling like it doesn't know how to quit. I've watched Glocks choke in long classes while the CZ just kept spitting fire. In the hand, it feels like iron, but that weight turns into calm the second you squeeze. The recoil melts, the sights barely twitch, and you realize that heft ain't a curse, it's the trick. Plenty of pistols fade into pawn shop shame after a few years. This one, though, it'll outlive you. Built to fight, built to last, and mean enough to make everything else in the case feel cheap. This one showed up late to the party. For years, folks kept asking, when the hell's HK gonna build a true micro compact? Well, 2025 finally answered. The CC9 walked in, small frame, HK badge stamped proud, and before the first weekend was over, shelves were empty. The thing is, people didn't even wait for reviews. They just threw money at it. That's the kind of pull that HK's got. The name alone makes wallets fly open, and when the first mags hit the line, most shooters grinned. Runs flat, carries light, don't feel like you're fighting the pistol to get back on target, but here's the rub. You pay HK prices for HK pride. It's not cheap and it's not everywhere. Some folks been circling shops for months with nothing to show but sold out signs. This makes the chase half the legend. It's the pistol that proves sometimes wanting it bad enough is half the story. HK finally gave the crowd what they begged for, and now the problem is you just can't find one. If the 9mm are the steady ranch hands, the Glock 20 is the bull busting through the fence. Chambered in 10mm, this ain't built for Saturday plinking. This one's for the woods, for the hunts, for the folks who want a pistol that hits like a hammer. Fanboys swear by it, hunters chase it. Every time a Gen 5 lands, it vanishes like hot cornbread at Sunday supper. That's cause it brings something most folks can't. Raw power in a frame you already trust. Same stubborn Glock reliability, just fed a diet that kicks harder and leaves bigger holes. I've seen it right on the hip of men who don't bother with rifles unless they have to. Bear country, hog country, doesn't matter. They swear the 20's enough. Maybe they're crazy, maybe they're right, but you can't argue with a pistol that's built like a brick shithouse and spits fire loud enough to scare off trouble. This ain't your everyman's carry. It's the fanboy's dream, the hunter's backup, the working man's powerhouse. A reminder that sometimes bigger really does mean meaner. So did any of those most wanted picks surprise you? Maybe you are already carrying one, or maybe you've been waiting for that back order email for 6 damn months. The truth is, popularity doesn't always mean perfection, but demand reveals desire. Some of these guns earn their fame. Others, well, they just caught a wave. But if you're smart, you'll watch trends, but buy what works for you and not what the internet's screaming about. Because hype fades away, but performance, that stays. Catch you in the next one. This is Steve from Guns and Roses. Stay sharp, shoot straight, and don't get caught chasing shadows.